Hello, welcome Dad Squad. I am Gideon Dave Newell of runwithmyson.com, and this is my living room, which is what I'm going to call my studio. This is our very first studio episode of Run With My Son. Some of you may have joined live the other day when I was out on the trail, but most of our weekly Friday morning episodes I hope to do here in studio, and that term might fluctuate as the studio floats from spot to spot. But for today anyway, we're here in my living room, and I want to begin by introducing not myself, but you. Who are you? You're a dad. You're a dad who refuses to let the 99 problems that you have in life get in the way of your relationship with your son. We together will develop a lifelong, no walls, ask me anything, anytime, everything relationship with our sons through fitness. We are the Dad Squad. So why and who are we battling? You know, it's a war out there for the heart and soul, the attention of our sons. That's a hard truth to face, that so many forces are out there trying to step into our role. But I'm going to tell you right now even harder truth. The biggest obstacle to the result that we want to get isn't any one individual distraction. It's actually our own inaction. And it's the easiest thing in the world to just let the stream of the river carry us along. The problem is when you do that, you might not be going to where you really want to go. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to start steering our own ship, and I hope you're ready to take some action with me, Dad Squad. Let's see some likes, some thumbs up, if some hearts perhaps, if you're in agreement with me here, if you heard any truth in that. Whether you're here live or even if you're watching the recorded version, you can hit that like button, you can hit that share button as well. We are a weekly show. We're going to go live right here, where you found us every Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. and we are Eastern Standard Time. And this, as I said, is our very first studio episode. And I would love for you to join me. And if you know of any other dads who you think could really benefit and get as much out of this as you feel you are right now, by all means, share with them, because we want to grow our tribe. We want a lot of dads out there committed to this relationship. So anyhow, this being the origin story, let me jump on in, tell you who I am, and a little bit of my origin. My name is Gideon Dave Newell, and I've been a runner sporadically for some time. You know, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination an athlete. But back in 2008, I became a dad for the first time. And my wife and I, our firstborn Wylan, he was the sole focus of our lives in those early years. He got all of our attention. He never missed a nap time. He got 3 square, healthy, nutritious meals a day. He got his whole bedtime routine, story time, bath, a little bit of play. You know, we had it down, and he was in bed every night at 6 o'clock before she and I even got a chance to sit down for our dinners. So, his day was full of one-on-one attention time with Mommy and Daddy. And, he loved to do educational things. He colored in coloring books, and he got educational DVDs. The only screen time he got were the curated educational materials that we provided him, and he loved them. He watched those things over and over again, and it's obvious he was definitely learning a lot. He was reading by age 3. I could brag. I could go on and on, but you know what? You've got a story just like it, and if you're a dad of multiples, then this next part is going to connect with you. Give me some thumbs up if this sounds familiar. In 2010, and then again in 2012, we added to our family 2 more sons. So I hit the jackpot. When you get 3 cherries, that's a jackpot in a slot machine. I got the jackpot. I got 3 sons. And as great as that is, any of you seasoned dads will know this, you can absolutely give 100% of your heart to all of your children. There's no compromising that, and it just is a math fact that defies what the mathematicians tell us. How do you divide something by 3 and still get 100? Well, that's how the heart works. But unfortunately, that's not how our attention and the number of hours in a day works. When my second and third sons were born, I didn't magically gain another 24 or 48 hours to my day. I was still limited to that 24 hours. And by necessity, different sacrifices had to be made. I couldn't give that one-on-one attention all the time to all 3 of my boys. Their needs diverged. And just to go back to the example of the educational DVDs and screen time example, the 4-year-old didn't necessarily want to watch the same DVD that the 2-year-old wants to watch. The alphabet isn't enough for him. He wants to move on to different things, storytelling or grammar. And so, there's a bit of a tug of war. We do some compromising. We do some taking of turns, right? This is an elementary thing we teach our kids. Well, we took turns, and we would screen some of the younger programs, and then we'd screen some of the older programs. And before we knew it, the youngest and the younger, now they aren't happy with the baby DVDs, the alphabet ABCs, the 1, 2, 3. They want to move on to something that's got a little more story structure and narrative and plot. Bit by bit, this sort of compromise happened. When we introduced other technological gizmos and gadgets and tablets, it started off strictly educational. But in the same way, we had to keep ratcheting it up to please everybody, and the material got more and more entertainment. Went from educational to edutainment to straight pure entertainment. No educational value at all. And that wasn't a deliberately planned thing. That's what happens when you let the stream of life just sort of carry you along, and sadly that's what we were doing. And so, not here, not there, but bit by bit, that screen time became sort of a demanded, not a privilege, but it now became an expectation in my young ones. And in a place that I used to stand, where I used to be, the guide and the mentor and the role model, the hero for my sons, I found myself being inch by inch pushed back, marginalized, and replaced by other activities, technologies, just these forces in life. Nothing evil or determined about it, but that's just how it was. And that saddened me a little, to the degree that I was even conscious of it. Well, at the same time, I found a more disturbing trend. My patience, especially with my oldest, was getting shorter and shorter when he misbehaved. I had come to rely on him to be able to behave, to be able to help the younger brothers along, because he was so well prepared. And anytime he slipped short of that mark, even in the most innocent ways that any child would, I would get angry far too quickly, and my patience just kind of frayed. And I gave him less and less of what he craves most, which is one-on-one adult attention and time with mommy and daddy. And we grew further and further apart. I even could quantify it for you. I examined myself one day, and I realized, just numerically, I was giving him fewer kisses than I was giving his brothers. I don't know if that's a measure that everybody necessarily uses, but I noticed it one day, and I wondered why that is. And it's because our hearts were bit by bit inching apart. So anyway, not a state that one wants to remain in for long, right? Can you give me some hearts, some thumbs up for that? I think you understand, Dad Squad, that is a path that leads only to more and more diversion of the relationship. So now, however, let me tell you this bit. This is the Epiphany part of my story. I told you that I'm a sporadic runner, and a couple of years back I really took it up more deliberately, and I was out running one day on our local trail. We've got these beautiful paved trails in my town. Those of you who joined us for the live stream the other day would have caught a glimpse of one of those. And I'm seeing people bicycle as families together up and down this trail, and I'm just smiling, thinking, how wonderful. I can't wait till all of us, the youngest, have got the training wheels off their bikes so that we can go out biking as a family. Something I myself used to enjoy tremendously as a kid, and I can see families today doing the same thing. You know, once we're all able to do that, how great will that be? You know, and I continue to run along with a smile on my face. And a little bit further down the trail, here I see someone approaching me from the opposite direction, an older man running with 3 or 4 older adult, grown men, not senior as he was, but some other adults. And that made me smile too. Whenever I see a gray-haired senior guy running, that gives me a little smile, because I look forward to myself being a fit and active, seasoned man one day. And it reminds me how running keeps us healthy and strong. Anyhow, as they approached and got even closer, they became within earshot. I was in hearing range of their conversation, and I'm hearing some of the things they're saying to one another, and I realize that this man is a dad with his sons. And they're out on a jog together, laughing, enjoying themselves, and then they run past and continue their jog. I'm continuing in my direction. And I just, right then and there stopped, dead, cold. I mean, I literally stopped running, took a breath, grabbed a gulp of water, and had completely derailed, whatever train of thought was in my head before that moment, before even thinking of the bicycles, and realized that could be me someday. And a picture started to form in my head, a photograph which does not yet exist. No one has taken this photograph yet, but I can describe it to you in detail. It's in my head. And I am going to describe that picture for you next Friday when we resume the show. I promise you, it's going to give you some inspiration too. I'm going to tell you some more about what was going through my head and what some of the actions I took were. But I just want to leave you with that for today, just a little piece of my origin story. And again, we broadcast live every Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time, and I would love it if you could join, if you could share and recruit any other dads who you think would love to join us for this, to join our dad squad. But first, you know what? Even if a week from now is too long for you to wait, I've got something else that's exciting that just put it together for you yesterday. If you go to the website runwithmyson.com, we put a training plan up there that's going to help you do something that I thought was impossible for years, and that is, run in an actual road race, a 5K road race. I was so removed from the running scene and was just so out of shape. I thought that was, nothing to even consider, let alone do it with a child. I didn't think kids could do 5K road races. Anyway, we've got a training plan up there for any of the dads that want to approach this with their children. Unlike some of the other training plans you might find out there on the internet, this one is specifically age appropriate to children, whatever their ages, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on up. We've got it for you, and it's free. We want to put it in as many hands as possible. You can find it either on the website, runwithmyson.com, or if you're here on the Facebook page, I think there's a link over here to download the training plan. Do that right away. Grab it up. You can print it out and or just use it on your phone, and it will break down for you, structure day by day, how you can get from zero to hero. And it's perfect, especially as the summer is approaching. This would be a great father-son project for the summer that you could take a look at. But anyway, I do hope that you download that. I hope that you like our page. That will help you be aware of, get the notifications when we go live for future episodes. And certainly, I hope you join us next Friday, same place, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Run with My Son. And in the meantime, I do hope that you have a productive week, that you have a great week, and that you take to mind some of the thoughts that I've just expressed here today, and maybe share your own origin story. If you want to write that, if you want to send a video of your own, you can post it on the page, you can post it on your own timeline. Just put a hashtag Dad Squad. Hashtag DADSQAD. Just so I don't miss it, to make me aware of it, and the rest of our Dad Squad tribe will get to see it that way too. I'd love to hear some of your origin stories. What is standing in the way right now of your relationship with your son, or what inspires you today? Love to hear it. In the meantime, though, do have a great week, and thanks for joining. Can't wait for next Friday.